in to the event where your name was not on the list. And to add to that, the check-in person was like a bouncer in a fancy club. Rude, pretend like you don't exist, and not letting you in because they had a bad day. Well, it never actually happened to me, but it's my worst nightmare when I am the organizer of the event. 2 weeks ago, I presented an amazing leadership opportunity to be a part of the guiding committee for the upcoming Toastmaster Winter Leadership Summit. The event is taking place on February 1st, and it's open to all clubs in District 46. And my role is to lead a team who will be registering and greeting all 200 attendees. Mr. Toastmaster, dear members, first of all, I want to officially invite you to the Toastmaster Winter Leadership Summit. And now that I put an extra pressure on myself, I want to share with you my vision, how I want to turn this opportunity to be a success rather than a nightmare. So how do you make people welcomed? That's a question I basically ask myself when I think about the vision. And to answer it, I'll try to think about times when I felt welcome at the event. And what pops to my head is 6 o'clock in a Wednesday morning when I'm dragging my very sleepy self to the Daybreaker event. Daybreaker is the morning dance party. And that morning, I didn't want to dance. I didn't even want to be there. I felt so cranky and annoyed by my friend who made me wake up so early. But that feeling instantaneously changed when I approached the check-in person. I still remember the tall blonde guy with the biggest smile on his face and the most energetic "welcome" I ever heard. I really felt like he was excited for me to be there, even though he saw me first time. He even gave me a big hug. While I don't think giving hugs at Toastmasters Summit would fly, I do think that a big warm smile and an energetic welcome will make a big difference. And it might sound obvious and kind of a small nuance for the vision. How often an obvious and small things are actually practiced? So at the Toastmaster Winter Leadership Summit, I want that to be practiced. I want every attendee to feel welcome. That comes down to how I envision my team. Well, yes, you can give instruction and tell people to be friendly and energetic. Can you actually force someone to do that? By working with a lot of people and different type of personalities in my professional life, I know that there are people who likes working with people, and there are those who don't. Actually, let me rephrase it. There are some of us, and if you can relate, you can raise your hand, who feel energized by working with other people. Yes? And there are some of us who feel depleted when we spend long hours working with people. Thank you. And it's not about what's better or worse. What is it really about is that when you're selecting a team, just make sure that they feel good about the task and responsibilities, and it's appropriate for their personalities. I really have a great example in my own life, being the part of New York Toastmaster officers. I honestly can say that I've never been a part of the team where each member or officer is a perfect fit for their role. And what is the result? Well, I'll let you be judge of that. And lastly, how I envision my leadership. I think leaders, honestly, is the people who try to make the work of their team easier. And for me, it means to take care of all the organizational responsibilities. So my team can take care of people, because that's their priorities. Also, I think that leaders, the good leaders, are those who model the behavior that they want their team to follow, not just teach it. And I think for me it means I really want each member of my team to feel welcome and excited to be part of it. I guess it means I might have put extra exclamation point in my next email. But here's what my vision comes down to. It's a day of event, and all of you, hopefully, as well as the other 170 attendees show up. And they greeted with the biggest smile, and they feel so welcome at the event that they take that energy and feeling with them throughout the whole day. And if it's required, I'll be standing there with the big posters giving free hugs. Thank you.
Everybody please take 1 minute to give Ilona some feedback.